here's a quick tip for you, like a quick jolt for you, if you're trying to learn, pick up, or adapt a new language. This is what I did, and it worked for me. I've shared it with some people, and it worked for them. So check it out. In order to start mastering the language, any new language you're trying to learn, you must read in that language. I mean, that's not a news. So I've gotten this idea in my head at that time that if I read an entire book, even a small book in English, I'd experience just all the aspects of the language, and I would kind of experience proper grammar on a practical level, sentence construction, dialogue, description of things, and I'd be able to kind of go through 50 to 100,000 words, which really is $2,000 to $3,000 because most of the words repeat in the book. And I thought that if I be familiar with 2,000 to 3,000 words, I'd be able to communicate with people and I'd be able to talk to people. And obviously I have a lot to say, so I need to be able to talk to people in the environment, in the language that they native to. So, but the big problem was that I wouldn't know any of the words that I would read off the paper, and it kind of annoyed me to stop and check the meaning of the words, and the tools weren't as great back then, so I had to use like a paper vocabulary. It would just take forever, and I got really frustrated. I needed a quicker fix. I needed a hack. So when I thought a little bit more about it, I actually came up with a strategy. I found my hack, and this is what I did. So I took a book that I already was familiar with, which is The Alchemist, my all-time favorite book by Paulo Coelho. And I read it multiple times before in Russian. So I read it again in Russian to just refresh all of the story with the storyline in my mind. And then I put it away, and I already had purchased the book, the same book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, in English, and I read it. And it was really difficult in the beginning because I didn't really know how to pronounce the words. I didn't really know, but I just powered through it. And by the time I got to the half of the book, it got really easy. So I did it, and I barely understood some of the words that I read, but then I did it again. So I read the book in Russian, and then I read it in English, and then I did it again. I read the book in Russian, and then I read it in English. And I did it like 3-4 times within a 2-3 week period. And it really shocked me. It really surprised me. I just leapfrogged in English. I started actually to speak the language good enough to have conversations and to apply for a decent job. You know, people could understand what I was trying to communicate during the interview. Obviously, I never stopped learning the language, but that was a turning point for me. There was this one funny story. I was looking for work, and I went to get a job at a restaurant. I was trying to apply as a busboy, and I was standing up front of the hostess, and I was telling her, I find a job. And the hostess is looking at me, and she's like, well, congratulations, good for you. I'm like, no, I find a job. And after like 10 minutes or something, there was a Russian guy walking by, and he asked me what I'm trying to say. And I told him that I'm trying to, apply for a job, and he's like, oh, not fine, but looking for. So, and then I was actually able to get that job. That was like my first decent job. I made $5.35 an hour. That was like one of the best days of my life, believe it or not. So, but I leapfrogged in English, and I was able to learn. This is just a quick tip for you guys, quick jolt if you're trying to master a new language. Just read your favorite book in your language, the language that you understand, and then right away start and read it in another language, and you'll see, like, intuitively, you'll start picking up a sentence construction, the way to say things and words, and you'll guess words. And obviously, you're going to spend some time to work on your pronunciation, and it'll be great to actually listen to an audiobook while you do it as well, separately, and that'll help you to master a language. So that's a quick tip that I picked up. Hopefully that'll be helpful for some of you.